Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon you. My name is Brother Omar El Rashed, and I'm the author, poet, and Peaceful Hearts Guide. And I wanted to share today on a question that I get asked a lot, which is, how do I set personal and professional boundaries so that I can protect myself and protect my soul? So these things can happen both with work-life balance and with taking care of ourselves in our individual personal lives, but also in our work relationships and the way that we're interacting with other people. And again, it can be so easy to fall into the trap of allowing people to take whatever it is that they want in order to get their needs met. And again, in Islam, there's a strong encouragement to help, thinking about the other person, putting the other person first, thinking of yourself last. And that's important as an ideal, and it's a valuable part of Islam, but it can't be confused with allowing people to oppress us and take advantage of us. So while Islam encourages us to put the other person first and put other people's needs first, we can't be allowing ourselves to be destroyed by toxic people in the process. So what is the balancing point? How do we do this? It can be very difficult to set personal boundaries when we feel that we don't have the power to do so. A lot of times we feel like our power is taken away because the culture or the way of other Muslims or other people or the society that we live in, they expect certain things from us. And there are certain things that are just, demands that are put on us from outside of ourselves. And we find ourselves buckling and sort of surrendering to whatever it is that they say. And in order to really be happy and to really take care of our own souls and set those personal boundaries, we have to be willing to take care of ourselves and put ourselves first and our own needs and health before the needs of others. Like, I can give an example. There was a time that a family friend had asked me to come over and to take care of some errands and help them with their computer and fix a lot of things. Now, it just so happens that on that particular day, I was feeling really overwhelmed. I dealt with a bad situation at work. I just wasn't feeling as good as I usually do. So ordinarily, I would be happy to go over to that family friend's house, help them with their computer, because I can help. I mean, I'm pretty good at that kind of stuff, inshallah, alhamdulillah. So I could have. But the problem was I wasn't feeling very well. And there was a big part of me that felt like, oh my God, this person has a problem. What do I have to do? I have to give up everything that I'm doing right now. I have to give up my plans for the evening. I have to give up everything and rush over there to help this person because they need me. But what is that looking at my own self? Is that setting a personal boundary that's healthy? If I'm not in a good position, if I'm not able to do something, sometimes we have to make arrangements and we have to do something so that we can take care of ourselves and get the space that we need to protect ourselves. So I told this particular family friend, I said, I'm not able to come this weekend, but maybe I can come next weekend or the weekend after. This is an example of setting a personal boundary where ordinarily I'd be happy to help, but I just wasn't feeling like myself at that point. So I needed to do something. Again, fulfilling my responsibility and helping this person because I'm able to, but not doing it at a time in which I am vulnerable and weak and weakened state and not as strong emotionally, physically, mentally, whatever. Another example that happened not too long ago, there was an event going on at the masjid, and I was asked to help to design a flyer for this particular event. And actually, after having it designed, that wasn't the issue. We had to print them out and bring them to the masjid event. And I talked with a few other people, and on that particular day, I was totally overwhelmed. I was at the point of the breaking point, and I'd have a really, really bad conflict at work. Things were not going well, and emotionally, I wasn't settled. So rather than abandon my obligation, I tried to reach out to a few of my friends, and I tried to coordinate someone else to be able to fulfill my responsibility so that the masjid wasn't let down, but at the same time, my personal boundaries were respected. I wasn't in a position to be able to help at that point. So rather than abandon my responsibility, I tried to find someone else who could fill in my shoes and take care of that responsibility on my behalf. Now, most of the time, alhamdulillah, I'm able to fulfill my responsibilities and I do what I need to do and I take care of it. But setting personal boundaries, telling people, no, I'm sorry, I can't do this right now, or I thought I was going to be able to do this, I would really love to do this, but right now I can't, I need to put it off, or I need to make some sort of an exception or make some sort of some room in order to take care of myself. This is something that a lot of us struggle with. No matter what, everybody's asking us to do something and we've got a million things on our to-do list, and then our own personal needs get damaged, our own personal health gets damaged, and sometimes our work, and sometimes our family, and sometimes our sleep. All of these things can be really, really terribly damaged by the requests and the needs of other people. And so by finding the way and the space and the inner power to feel good about ourselves and say, look, I have to take care of myself. Of course, I want to help the community. I want to be a blessing and a light in the light of the people around me, alhamdulillah. But we also have to take care of our own souls and take care of ourselves so that we can be of service. Again, we're not able to be of service to anyone if we're not taking care of ourselves first. And for those of you who have ever been on a flight, whether national or international, you'll always remember and you'll always hear them say, you know, in case of an emergency, the oxygen masks will come down, and they say, put on your own oxygen mask first, and then put on the oxygen mask for those that you're responsible for. If you don't have oxygen, you can't take care of the people around you. You can't take care of your family, your children, your spouse, your parents, your friends, your family, your coworkers, your job obligations. You can't take care of anything if you're suffocating and you can't breathe. We have to take care of ourselves. We have to put our own oxygen mask on first. Then we'll be able, inshallah, to take care of the people around us. But setting personal boundaries, again, understanding our worth, understanding our personal power, and then making judicious decisions about what we're going to engage in and what we're not. And not just taking every demand that everybody asks. Because everybody asks everybody to do lots of things. There are always requests being put on our time and on our lives. But we have to get to a place where we can say no to that which we have to say no to when we have to say no. Or to say maybe not right now, but maybe a little bit later. Or maybe not right now, or maybe this person can take care of this for me for this particular situation, because right now I'm not feeling at my best. So again, this is an example of setting personal boundaries for both personal and professional life. Professional is similar in the sense of, you know, when supervisors or whatever put undemand or unreasonable demands on your time or your expectations, you've got to sort of speak rationally. And again, honestly, some supervisors are not exactly rational. But the idea is that you don't agree to things that are unreasonable, that are not possible, and you talk about what's legitimate and setting personal and professional boundaries, setting your limits, making a no, a hard no when it needs to be, and if something comes up, taking arrangements to take care of the situation while still protecting yourself in the process. So I did want to share that there is an ebook that I'm distributing, and there's a link on this video. It's called The Breakthrough Challenge: 7 Days to Islamic Relief from Depression and Anxiety. And this is a technique that is useful for building our personal power, and it's an Islamic practice that helps us to build our personal power, which can be essential in setting proper boundaries. So this is something that I'm recommending, that if you're interested in developing your personal power and the ability to set personal and professional boundaries, check out this free ebook. It's available at the link. You want to get it now while it's still up, and inshallah, I'm hoping that this is a benefit for you and for your family, inshallah. With that, I bid you adieu. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.